The CIA just went and searched the committee's computers.
Senate Intelligence Committee Chair Dianne Feinstein blasted the CIA on the Senate floor.
Besides the constitutional implication, the CIA's search may also have violated the Fourth Amendment, the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, as well as Executive Order 12333, which prohibits the CIA from conducting domestic searches or surveillance.
6.2 million documents, she says, her staffers have spent years combing through. But in 2010, noticed certain pages were suddenly disappearing from the files they stored in computers for the investigation. That this happened twice, more than 900 pages. She says the CIA, when asked what was going on, first denied any interference, then blamed it on the IT guys, then said the White House had ordered the documents removed, which the White House denied. Then Feinstein says an internal CIA report about detention and interrogation that highlighted the CIA's own problems started disappearing.
What was unique and interesting about the internal documents was not their classification level, but rather their analysis and acknowledgement of significant CIA wrongdoing.
CIA Director John Brennan strongly denied hacking those computers.
Nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, we wouldn't do that.
Though Dianne Feinstein says he admitted the CIA, quote, searched them. And she says now the CIA is claiming her committee should never have had access to that internal report, may have improperly obtained and used it. And the CIA has now gone to the Justice Department to look into whether the Senate Intelligence Committee has committed a crime, something she calls intimidation of those trying to investigate.
Wading through the horrible details of a CIA program that never should have existed.
Her reaction to this has been strong. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said if this is true, this is dangerous to democracy and that Congress should declare war on the CIA. And Feinstein is going to move as early this month to have her committee's entire report declassified and made available to the American public.
That are going back and forth between the Senate committee and the CIA. John Brennan has referred them to the appropriate authorities, and they are looking into it. And that's not something that is appropriate role for me in the White House to wade into at this point. But the one thing that I want to emphasize is the substantive issue, which is, how do we operate even when we're threatened, even when we've gone through extraordinary trauma, has to be consistent with rule of law and our values. And I acted on that on the first day, and that hasn't changed.
You may have to write the approval memos. You may have to engage your counterpart partners and other agencies when there's either a joint activity or it's an area that is sort of new to us, but there's an established long-term practice in the area, either by the Defense Department, by the State Department, or the Justice Department has written on it before. So you are constantly reaching out to your colleagues in other agencies. We all have each other's phone numbers. We all have our emails, unclassified and classified emails. We can all get each other at any time of day or night through our command centers. So there is a lot of coordination, and you very quickly develop personal relationships with your counterparts in the other agencies because you're talking to them all the time. You're in meetings with them down all the time. One of the NSC legal advisors, I think, roles they play is they pull us all together when there's a significant meeting that runs across all the agencies. So we're all in the room at the same time and can try and work towards a common legal view or come to an understanding where there's a divergence so we know what needs to be closed. Those are fascinating meetings from my perspective because we're all lawyers, we're all talking about the law, but we're using a different language. We were at a meeting just the other day. Harold was at the meeting with us. We were talking about a specific area where it probably took 20 minutes before we realized we were saying the same thing, but so differently. because we use different language. They mean different things to us. A principle of law that an international lawyer might see written out in a couple of sentences, the Central Intelligence Agency operators will understand that principle in 2 words. So we'll write something with 2 words. However, the State Department will look at it, Justice Department will look at it, Defense Department will look at it, and it means nothing. So a lot of value in just educating each other on our own languages. We really are following the law. At least we think we're following the law. Here is how we interpret our language, and then we discover whether everybody's on agreement once we understand our language. When there's a divergence, we need to bring it to closure and make adjustments if necessary.